right. So, at the
So,
top of the round,
yes, to recap, you have 18
yeah, that's a lot.
roughly 7 foot tall, really big shoulders, large claws, huge eyes, which are now closed at the moment. They don't seem
Yeah.
to be affected by that at all. Creatures that have come out of these 18 pits and are now heading towards us. We've seen them move before.
hmm
We know they can move faster than this. They seem to be quite reluctant,
hmm
and they're being driven by those nine very, very pale,
Yeah. Slave drivers. Let's call them what they are.
so yeah, slave drivers, sure, who are have these spears, which have a slightly glowing tip to them, a whip, and right now they're blowing really hard on these whistles,
Yeah.
which are egging these guys on, and some they're also yelling at orders.
Whatever language they have. And in the very back by the exit of this room is some sort of magic user version.
Yep, and he is also barking orders.
Yeah, after we resisted his hypnotic pattern.
Yeah,
All right, so
and
I'm up first for once.
you are up first.
If I remember correctly, I rolled quite higher, quite a bit higher than everyone else.
You are actually considerably ahead of the rest of us because you got 19. Next in line is a 9.
Yeah, which I remember correctly wasn't you.
No,
All
I
right.
am second last.
Okay, so there's me, then there's a whole bunch of bad guys, and then you,
Yeah.
and then someone else.
No, the creatures are dead last, which is kind of appropriate because they
Yeah.
really don't want to do this.
All
They,
right. Well, I'm going to stick with my plan then. I'm going to move my full movement as far as I can.
yeah, we're currently
Yeah.
roughly right here.
I want to move my full 30 feet of movement on an angle towards that way. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are any of these guys with? I can throw the beat of fireball 60 feet.
Yes. When we were here,
Yeah, they were out of range.
we were 120 feet from here.
Yes. So I'm
You,
90 feet from that door. I'm
yeah,
not really interested in aiming at him. What about the other guys?
you have a line of them, and this is they start about here and head this way.
All right.
They didn't want to come all the way over, but they do have to somewhat show that they're in charge
Yeah.
because otherwise these things aren't going to listen to them. So they start right here, and then they're spread out evenly from here to here, 9 of them.
Okay.
And these pits are 10 feet, 10-foot gap, 10 feet, 10-foot gaps. You
So how many can I catch in a fireball at the moment if I can throw it at the nearest one?
know. One. Wow, you can get half of them.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say I might be able to get closer if I cast Misty Step, but if I can get half of them, I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
Considering I actually didn't do the math until
yep.
you asked me to, and then, yeah,
All right, I flick it like it's a marble into the middle so I can get half of them,
yep.
and I'll use the last beat of fireballs we have.
It is now gone. That
Yep.
necklace of fireballs from so far ago.
Hey, we made it put good use to it,
Yeah,
and I will cast Fireball for probably only like a handful of times in this campaign.
yeah. No, you used at least 2. This will be the third or fourth bead you used.
Yeah.
All right, so I need to roll some saving throws. What is your saving throws, guys?
All right. 86.
Hopefully you do better than I do.
Well, there's only one. All right. Well, it's better than your previous one. 29.
What is your spell save DC now?
18. Or does the beat have its own?
Oh, it has its own. That's right.
I'm going to look up what
It's a
the.
13.
Well, all right, 1 second. Beyond, because they're in the middle of adjusting things. 15 is the DC.
Okay. Of the 5 you hit,
Mm-hmm.
1 rolls a natural 1.
Okay, so he's taking double damage.
What was the total damage?
29. So that's 58 total.
So he's dead.
Okay, they're not that hardy.
2 make it.
Okay, so they take 14. Unless they're vulnerable to fire, which I doubt.
And the rest take the other.
And the other 2 take 29. Alright, well, that was a pretty good fireball.
Yes, it was.
Now, the second half of this is how do these ersatz troglodyte things react to the fireball?
First off, the guy is hit with a fire.
Yeah.
As expected. Scream in utter agony.
Except for one. Well, one of them probably screams is cut short.
You know, he screams the loudest. It's just not very long. Bright flash of light from
Fire.
even our perspective, because it is dark down here.
Yeah.
And for them, it is just, you can almost feel them physically wincing in pain, even the ones that aren't in the fireball, just from the sheer blast of this.
Yeah.
Even the gentleman way in the back covers and shades his eyes. I am going to roll the morale here now.
I can see why you like that spell.
That's useless.
It would be curious to see how these things would react to radiant damage.
Yeah. Yeah, that is quite true.
Alright, now here comes... Now, the curious question is... I was hoping this was going to possibly frighten off these creatures.
Well, they're last in the initiative order, so we're going to have to wait on that.
Okay, so I use my movement, I use my action. I can technically use a bonus action, but I don't have anything I really want to do, so that'll be my turn.
Yes. So, up next is the magic casting individual.
Ah. Aha! I should be much... oh, I think I'm still out of range for counterspell. I'm closer now.
Well,
Should have Misty stepped closer. Oh well.
he was here.
Mm-hmm.
He looks livid. He stomps 30 feet towards us.
Okay, so now I am in counterspell range.
He is now 60 feet from you. And he is casting a spell. In his hands, you see a sunburst brooch.
Oh.
And he is casting a spell.
You mean like the pendant that you need?
Could be. Roll an Arcana check.
22?
He is casting Dawn.
But what? They all hate what?
He is casting Dawn.
This does not make much sense. Okay, I could try. Dawn does damage if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
To us, if he's probably casting it on us.
Yeah. What was that? 30-foot radius. Oh yeah. You and I are both in, and also a couple of these creatures are in it.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're evil. Whoever this guy is. Okay, I can counterspell that.
You can. You're within range.
Should I just make it a guaranteed? I get the distinct feeling, just from that there's a tenuous power balance down here, and this is his way of maintaining control or something. In which case, disrupting that is probably a good idea. I am going to counterspell at 5th level.
Alright.
I think should counter Dawn.
It counters Dawn.
Alright. So before the bright light comes up, I bring up my hand and release the disrupting blue pattern of rippling magic. And
Alright.
spell's countered.
The spell is countered. And he staggers, I think, from the sheer shock of
The
this
fact that I was able to do that so easily.
It's just never happened before.
Alright, that's probably his biggest spell then.
He is shocked.
I mean, to be fair, it was one of my biggest spells I just cast too. It was a 5th level counterspell.
Yeah, it's definitely, you can't do anything higher than that.
Yeah.
He recovers slightly, turns, and heads through that arch.
Has no movement left to do so. Oh, well, it might. Unless it...
He doesn't make it through the arch.
No, but he has more than 30 feet of movement, is what you're saying.
Well, he turns and he's heading that way.
Okay.
Alright. At this point...
At which point I have to use my reaction.
At this point... we are going to have those guys come. They see their
Leader. After failing 2 spells in a row.
Yeah. Well, they are well trained.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
They are well trained.
Well, one of them is dead, and the other half took a lot of damage.
Yep. What is the range on that? Oh, there is no range. Can you roll an Arcana check at disadvantage, please?
Almost every spell has a range. Disadvantage?
Yeah.
12?
Never mind. They are now all charging towards us. The 9 of them.
Okay.
The 8 of them.
What was the Arcana check for?
Yeah, you missed it, sorry.
Okay.
Actually, I don't even know how long that lasts.
Anyway, they're all charging at me.
Yeah, anyway, so they all are charging. Well, yeah, you're 30 feet ahead of me, so yeah, they're heading towards you.
Alright.
The first guy... Alright, I'm gonna have to roll for a second.
No, there's no way all of them can make it to me.
No, only the lead guy can. So I'm gonna roll to see if he's the one that died.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
No,
Okay.
he's not the one who died.
So one of them can make it to me in attack, is what you mean.
Yes. And he is charging you with a spear.
Out of curiosity, which one was the one that died of those 5?
I rolled that, so...
What was the number?
He's the second one in line.
Okay, so that means
The
I
rest
have a bit of breathing room from the other 7, is what you mean.
Yes. So he makes it to you.
Yep, and he can attack me, I assume.
Well, he's charging you with his spear. You notice at this point, the point of his spear
He's glowing.
is it was glowing. Initially, it was a kind of a pale white light. Now it's glowing a fiery red.
Oh, did it absorb?
He is going to try.
Was it superheated by the fireball or something?
He's going to try and stab you with this.
Okay.
What is his plus to hit? Okay.
I still have mage armor up.
That is a 15 to hit you.
Well, my armor class is 16 with my mage armor and my ring of protection.
Hauls his spear back and going to try doing it again.
Okay, as a multi-attack.
And that was even worse.
2 misses.
Yep, but he's there. You're a melee with someone.
Okay then. And the others are coming up.
And the others are in process, yes.
So I'm only in melee with him then.
Correct.
Alright.
Now we finally get to me.
Yep.
I join you.
Oh, okay. That may not have been the best idea.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm casting an air effect spell.
Oh, you're going with our plan still.
Well, that was the plan, and nothing really seems to have changed other than the fact that boss guy seems to run off.
Yeah, well, he didn't like me countering his spell.
You hear in your ear as they're coming up. Him or them?
Them.
All right.
We can deal with him 2-on-1. We need to mop up these numbers.
Fireball! I can get more than you can.
Yeah, because I assume they all charged up, so they're closer together now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just don't get the one next to us.
No, he's safe.
Yeah. His friends, on the other hand.
Oh, gee, I did 1 more point of damage than last time.
23? It all adds up. Some of them have taken damage from the last fireball.
All right. They're closer now. I'll give you an Arcana check at regular. No advantage, nothing, just regular.
Okay, 21.
You see them all do a kind of a weird sort of gesture, and you don't know the spell, but you know it's on our list. They are.
Oh, this is this is what prompted that conversation a couple days ago.
They are absorbing
Elements.
They are, yes, and it's fire.
Yeah.
And instead of taking,
well, it just gives them resistance to the damage. They don't have to choose the type.
True. And you notice all their spears now are glowing a reddish color.
Okay, so that's what that was all about.
Yeah.
So that means they take less damage from the fireball.
Yes. So instead of taking 22 points, that most they're going to take is 11.
And that's even that. Then they can still save.
Yes. Whoa! That's interesting. Half of them don't take any damage at all.
They roll natural 20?
Yeah.
Does that mean the spell works?
I just assume they absorb all of it.
Okay.
No, it doesn't matter. It's one of those weird things.
All right, what about the other half?
The other half take the full 11.
Okay.
So they are now at... So that's 14, not 29. So they're now at 25. And the others are still at... Correct. Okay. Just want to make sure to keep that straight. And I said, oh, that's not good.
No, that's pretty bad, especially considering your fireballs tend to be a little unreliable.
Yeah. Okay. So I am going to do this for that.
All right. Now we come to the...
Well, so you notice that these people are less, let's say, invested in this now. They've taken a bunch of damage. They're sort of not dying yet, but they saw their leader run off. You see some of them are beginning to question
the soundness of this plan.
Yeah. And now, 2 huge, from their perspective, blasts of light have gone off.
And fire.
And fire. And some of them really remember what that fire felt like. I rolled for all their...
rolled a morale check, basically.
Yeah. For all of our clawed friends. And for all intents and purposes, all these guys
are going back in their holes? Or just running away?
No, they're just literally diving into the dirt.
Okay.
They seem to be able to move through the dirt as well as you and I can move through the air.
Okay, so they have a burrowing speed. A high one by the sounds of it.
They just simply dive down.
Alright, that was worth the beat of fireballs.
These 3, on the other hand, because they seem to be, closer, move in.
Okay, fine.
2 of them...
Look, the plan was 5/6 effective as far as I'm concerned.
2 of them can get in melee with us.
Oh joy. And I still do not have a reaction.
No, you do not have a reaction. I am going to do... Well, there's 2 of them. Well, one's already in melee with you. Alright, I'm going to do the odds and evens thing.
Okay.
because it makes sense. So they don't want to. Unless they're both on me, then they're going to change the ones. No, they're both on me. Alright.
Alright, the multiverse has reasserted its balance.
Yeah, everything's back to where it should be now.
Yep. Except I rolled a really high initiative order.
Yeah.
But that was probably before everything rebalanced itself.
So
from here on out...
everything's normal.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah. First 2 attacks on a multi-attack. A natural one.
Alright, so that multi-attack goes to waste.
First guy trips.
Yep. We still have the second one to worry about.
Second guy. That's a 15 plus, that's a 21.
Well, yeah, that would hit me even with shield, so I think that hits you.
Yeah, the shield. I am going to cast shield anyway, the reaction.
Yeah.
To gain my 10 temporary hit points.
Yep, you can do that.
And the second, with shield, is a miss. So I only get hit once.
Alright. And you get your 10 temporary hit points, which is probably about to disappear, because these things can hit hard.
These things can really hit hard. That's 8 plus 4. So instead of taking 12 points of damage, I take 2.
Alright. That was worthwhile. That was worth a charge for me to ring.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm glad the other guy missed.
Yep.
Alright. That is everybody. So we're back at the top of the round, which is you.
Which is me.
You are in melee with, for all intents and purposes, 2 individuals.
Yes.
We're standing side by side, and one of them is off to the side of it, so you're not melee with it. But you're in melee with one of these creatures and the guy with the glowing red spear.
Yes, alright. Alright, quick question. Just eyeballing everything and just doing some quick math and geometry. How many of these things can I fit in a 60-foot cone?
Alright, so this is what happened.
There's one right in front of me, so he's...
Yeah, he's in for sure. You could, if you wanted to finagle a little bit and not worry about these guys, you could probably get one creature and this guy. If you aim it this way, trying to get the bunch of people charging us.
Yeah. Well, this is literally what Cone of Cold is meant for.
So they were that far away. You can get them all.
Alright, yeah. 8 targets for Cone of Cold. I think I'm gonna go with that.
Alright. Roll
Alright.
it.
Alright, 1 second. I have to use my second 5th level spell slot. Do I want to use... Oh, you already rolled your saving throws, didn't you?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Well, you can't give them all.
No, but I could give one of them. But alright, I'm going to need some D8.
You can use the portent if you want. I'll roll randomly to see if it is one of the ones that saves or one of the ones that doesn't save.
No, I'll save it. It's fine.
Okay.
Alright, 8d8.
Roll big.
There's always a 1.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's always that incentive to get the elemental adept.
Yeah. $29 again.
Alright.
So that was a poor Cone of Cold.
So you did 29 points of damage. Well, they've already used.
Yes, they've used their reaction, which means they're taking all of this unless they save.
Yeah. So 2 of them rolled natural 20.
Okay. Yeah, well, there's a lot of them.
2 of them rolled natural 1.
So they're dead, I suspect.
Uh,
And the other 3... No, 4. There's 8 of
Another
them.
4. 2 failed.
Yeah.
And 2 succeeded.
Wow, we got the spectrum there.
Yeah, literally everything. So,
So 2 are absolutely fine.
The two that failed are dead.
Yes, the two who rolled natural ones.
Yes. Sorry, no, the two that rolled natural ones are dead.
Okay.
The two that rolled
Failures.
what was that? I'll double check the totals. Wrong page. They are also dead.
Dead and frozen solid, because that's what Chronicle's description says.
Two of them just
The remaining two took damage.
well, no. One is damaged. One's down 7 hit points, but not from your cold.
Yeah.
Actually, the other one is too. And then the other two have taken now. Okay. Two
Are absolutely fine.
Two are fine.
Yeah.
The one that's right in front of you is fine. The one that's next in line is pretty good. Two further back they're not happy,
Yeah, and 4 are frozen solid.
and the rest of them are no longer an issue.
Nope, they're ice sculptures.
Yep.
So yeah, my question was, what about the guy in front of me? So he's one of the ones who saved.
Yes. He is really lucky.
All right. Well, at least I have my reaction back now.
Yes.
Well, I'm in melee with 2 creatures, so I'm not going anywhere.
All right, so that's you. The other guy is gone. The next guy in line is ran off.
Oh,
So-
well, that's convenient.
Yep. So now we come to the 4 remaining guys.
One of whom is in melee with me.
So he is going to do something. I'm going to roll for those two. The two that seem to be rather frosty at the moment, that are lagging behind anyway, head towards this arch.
Okay, so 2 more are running away.
Yep. The other two, one closes ranks,
Yeah, and the other one's already in melee
the
with
one's
me.
already there. He had already done that, and he was close. Yeah. The other one can get to melee with us as well without having to dash.
All right, so by my count, there are technically 5 combatants left against us. These 2 and 3 of the other things.
Yes.
Yeah, one of which is not in melee with us currently.
And can't get to melee with us.
No, because we're surrounded.
So 2 creatures on me already, and only 1 on you. So the other guy that's going to use his brain. And
Yeah, so the spear guys are going after me, I assume.
yeah. So the guy in melee with you already.
Yep.
He's gonna roll to hit you. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
And a 19 plus a whole pile.
I assume that's going to get above 21, so.
Yes.
Alright, so taking those 2 attacks, what about, you want to do the damage on those first?
Yep. So the spear.
Well, spears are usually a d6, or, well, d8 if they use 2-handed, I suppose.
D6 for 7 points of damage. Then you
Oh, right, this one has absorb element still, doesn't it?
Yep, and this one has absorbed, and now is emitting fire to a total of 6 more points of damage.
Alright, which I am not resistant to.
Yep.
And then the second hit.
And the second hit.
And this is the crit, I suppose.
No. Well, that doesn't matter. The same number. 12.
Okay, but
The additional 12 altogether.
yeah, the fire damage is only on the first hit, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't involve the crit.
Okay.
That is just an additional spell damage.
Alright, ow. I took a fair bit of damage again.
Yeah. And now the second guy,
Yep,
who also has a glowing spear.
yep.
Misses? That is a... Where's your plus stick? That is a 22 to hit.
Alright, so that's a hit. And it's the first melee attack that hits, so technically it still has the elemental fire absorb.
Good. So you take an additional 13 points of damage.
Alright. Well, I'm, yeah. I'm bloodied at this point.
What are you left at now?
I have 47 hit points.
Alright. I am going to do something on my turn. Let's see if you agree with it.
Oh, agree. You're polymorphing me.
I am going to whisper in your ear. You okay being polymorphed?
I'll accept it. It does completely change what I was going to do, probably.
Alright. Polymorph goes off. I cast at 5th level.
Oh, you're polymorphing both of us.
Oh, yeah. Instead of us, there are now 2 giant apes, which freaks everybody out.
Yep. Well, hang on. Some of them have their eyes closed. Oh, there's no light in here anymore.
Hmm?
There's no light in here anymore.
No, the spears give off a bit of light.
Okay.
We're in dim light.
Can I say as my reaction, since I didn't use it, I dropped my staff on the ground? As you're casting the spell? That way we have light left in here? Yeah.
That is an action.
Yeah, I'm bringing up the stat block for the giant ape because I need it. I haven't used this ever.
Now we come up to the mole people.
Oh, you finally decided to call them by their name.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 157 hit points at the moment.
Yep, so do I.
Alright, and if they hit me, it doesn't affect concentration at all.
No, I can beat on you
until I run out of hit points.
Until you run out of hit points. Unless, of course, I lose concentration. And then we both shrink.
Yep. Well, let's see if they're smart enough to do that. I somehow doubt.
The mole people here are going to... Well, 2 of them are going to try... One of them is going to try and hit me first.
Alright.
Ooh, that's a 16 plus that. It's over my armor class, no problem. Ooh, that may not be. What is your plus to hit? Just try and remember this.
Yeah, bear in mind your armor class is really low now.
Yes, I know. 1 hit. For 15 points of damage. Let's see if that's...
And a concentration check, which is kind of important. +4?
I rolled a 2.
Okay, so we're no longer giant apes. That was short-lived.
I shrink back down to my normal size.
And so do I.
So do you. Just in time for the second miserable bugger to try and hit me.
Yeah. Look on the bright side. You're no longer big enough for the third one to hit you.
That's a 17 plus a bunch, so I am going to cast shield again.
Yeah.
Because I can now.
Yep.
And those are 2 hits. Oh. 13 and 19 minus 10. So I take 22 points of damage.
Yep. This is adding up.
That's down to 24 total. And now we're back to the top of the round.
Well, I'm no longer a giant ape, so there goes my first plan.
No, your second plan. Your first plan's back.
Alright, first things first. I reach into my pocket and pull out the potion of greater healing,
Yep.
which I am going to immediately drink.
Okay.
Alright, better this time. Alright. I get 15 hit points back.
Oh, that's a little better.
Brings me back up to 62. And with that, I'm officially out of greater healing potions.
Well, when we're done this, I do have some I can give you.
Yeah. But I suspect we'll probably be using those. Alright, so now that I've healed,
Yep.
let's see. Well, I have polymorph as a spell.
Mm-hmm.
It seems a bit of a waste to do that after I just healed, though. Also, I only guessed a fourth.
Polymorph yourself.
Yeah, I could. Or I could do my original plan. Alright, so there's... I assume I can't really hit the things behind us without hitting you because you're beside me. And they're both in...
You're surrounded.
Yes.
At most, you can get 2 individuals. You can either get 2 guys,
Mhm.
or you can get a guy and a creature.
Alright, no. These things annoy me, and they're more frail by the looks of it, so I'm gonna hit both of them with a 4th level Frost Breath.
Alright.
So the 2 spear-wielding slave drivers in front of me.
Okay. You do see them cast Absorb Elements.
Yep, they can do that. Oh, but in response to me seeing that,
Yep.
I'm going to use my other portent.
Okay, so one of them's going to fail.
Yeah, the first one who got into melee with me, who's been really annoying, he gets a 2.
Okay. And the other guy rolls a 2 as well.
All right then.
Yeah, he does have some modifiers, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't get him up to my 18 spell save DC.
No.
All right, so they are technically still taking half this damage, but not quarter.
True.
And they're both frozen in ice.
Yep.
Because that resistance doesn't help against that. Oh, for crying out loud. That's 2 1s. Okay, I didn't even break double digits with 4d10. Yes. 9.
Yeah.
Alright, so that halves to 4. That was a waste of a 4th level spell slot. Might need to readjust the damage dice for Frost Breath. Well, think about that.
Alright, they're both encased in ice.
They're both encased in ice, which will help.
Yes. They come up to me now, because... Oh, wait a minute, no. Sorry, they get their attempt to break free.
They can technically still attack me.
They're going to attempt to break free.
Okay. Action on both their parts. Strength check.
One breaks free. One does not.
It's that one guy from who's been in melee with me since the beginning.
Yeah, we're going to make it him.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually the first roll I rolled anyway, so yes, it would be him anyway.
Yes. It's just annoying me so much.
Alright. I am going to cast a 5th level spell slot here.
Not polymorph this time?
It is polymorph. But I'm not targeting these.
What's right?
I'm not targeting you and I.
Oh,
I'm targeting 2 of the little things.
okay.
Because I'm getting tired of them beating on me.
So yeah, the 2 things that are melee with you, basically.
Polymorph is a what? What?
Wisdom.
Oh,
The wisdom saving throw.
we have 2 box turtles.
Okay. Now, boy, are they confused.
Yeah, they're really confused. I'm gonna try digging through the dirt.
As
Dirt.
turtles,
Dirt
which
and
do not have that ability.
Nope. third one, upon seeing this, is staying with it because, well, you know, that's what he's being paid for. Oh, man, I'm a slave. Never mind.
They're not being paid. They're being fed, at best, I suspect.
So, he's decided, well, seeing how my buddies aren't there anymore, I can just walk up. He's not smart enough to smack the tortoises first, because he's never seen this kind of magic before.
He's probably never seen a turtle before.
I cast shield, and I do not get hit at all. I get
There we go.
10 temporary hit points for next time when he smacks me.
Yes.
All right,
So we're back to me now.
back to the top of the round. You have your friend who's no longer frozen, and his buddy who is.
I'm so annoyed by how bad that wasn't just repeating it, just casting the same spell again.
Cross breath?
Yes.
Well, they can't absorb elements again because they're.
Because my turn's before theirs.
Yeah. Well, also the fact that their weapon's already charged.
Yeah.
I guess technically they could absorb the elements.
It just replaces, basically. But they don't have a reaction, so they can't.
No.
Alright, so Constitution saving throws on their part. Both of them. That's much better.
Ooh. Nope. You guys are fragile. Alright. One roll is 16, but does not have a Constitution modifier.
Yeah.
They both fail.
Alright. 22 points of cold damage this time. Full, because they can't use their reaction to have it. And they're both frozen again.
Wow. They are not happy. So, we get to their turns. They look, what you can see of them, relatively panicked. You can't break free. You... Oh. 17. You got plus 2 on that, so yeah. Your buddy breaks free. Turns to run away from you.
I have a reaction.
Are you going to use it?
I attack him with my dagger.
Alright.
And I roll a 2.
You fumble your dagger out of its little scabbard, and by the time you get out...
And I stab empty air when he's gone.
He's already a claw. Alright, so you... now... And... you're still frozen. We come up to me. Alright. We'll burn through 2 5th level spell slots. I'm concentrating on a spell. I wish I could do radiant damage. Can't do most of this stuff because it's concentration. Yeah, you're in melee with me. So, I am going to discharge the Ring of Force, Ring of the Ram, sorry.
Yep.
Blank range.
I assume it'll be at the big thing beating on you.
Yeah. At disadvantage, unfortunately.
Yep. You have luck. You can reroll.
Yep. Ooh! I don't need to use my luck. Bonus! I hit!
Alright. I assume this is all 3 charges.
It has to be.
Well, it's actually a good decision at this point because there's a lot of damage. It's going to push it 15 feet away.
Yep.
Alright, so you bring up the ring, you say smite, and you fire off the spectral ram's head.
Yep. For 26, 27 points of damage.
On 6d10, that's really low.
Yeah, those 1s and 2s really screw it up.
Well, it's damage, and it goes flying.
6. You took that initially. Oh, wait a minute, you didn't. I gotta roll a random die because I'm not sure what card this guy is. So we got 18 of these things. I roll a 3, it's him. I did not. Alright, so.
I assume that was for hit points or something.
Yeah, one of them, some of them had already taken damage, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the undamaged ones. Alright, how many damage did I say? 20?
2.
No. 23.
23.
So you are... Alright, you're tough. You can take that, but you're flung 15 feet away.
Yep.
It is now your turn. Your buddies are gone.
Your buddies are turtles.
He doesn't understand. All he knows is his buddies are gone. Everybody else.
Yeah, there's one other person that he knows here, basically, and they're encased in ice.
Yeah, everyone's run away, and either that or dead.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really, really tough morale check, buddy. Ugh. That's really high.
And I assume that means he's sticking around.
He decides to come back for more.
Which means he can make it to you.
With ease.
And attack again.
And he's now going to attack me.
Twice.
Twice. Let's say 12 plus. Where's your pluses again? I should memorize these things. 6, that's 18. I cast shield. I can't gain any more temporary hit points. I already have 10.
Technically, they just replace them, but yeah. Oh, yeah, you can't get them twice, so it doesn't matter.
A natural 20, which I will have him re-roll.
Alright, so that's your first point of luck for the day.
Yep. That's a 17 now, plus 6. Well, I guess I have to take that one, but I don't want to use all my luck. Or it's 11 plus 4. That's 15 points of damage, but only cuts down to 5. And a concentration check. 19 without any modifiers. That's good.
That's good.
Don't have to burn any more luck.
Yeah.
All right. Top of the round.
Me again.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm technically still in melee with this guy.
Yes.
I'm going to move out of melee, pick up my staff and move out of melee from him.
He does get a reaction.
There's an attack opportunity with disadvantage.
He misses you.
Okay. I am going to hit him with Rare Frost. With advantage.
Yeah.
That is terrible, but it's not a natural 1. Does 14 hit?
Alright. You guys have an AC of 12.
Oh, I actually hit.
Yep.
13 points of cold damage.
What are you at?
I hit with a 4.
He no longer seems animated.
Okay, he's frozen solid.
Yep. which leaves us with one
Yeah.
individual.
All right, so you're up next.
I'm up next.
As long as you don't lose concentration.
Yeah, which is the thing I'm concerned with the most. So I'm going to hit him with some damage here because I want him not to be right in front of me anymore.
Well, you used the ring, unfortunately.
Yep, ring is gone. So I'm going to fire 3 charges of the wand of magic missiles out. More. What is with all these ones? 18 points of damage. He's starting to look a little worn out.
Starting to, okay.
Yep. Alright. He's seen some more magic. He's taken a bunch more damage.
He's now completely alone as far as he's concerned.
He's completely by himself. Then he finally decides he's had enough, turns, and dives into the dirt.
All right.
I do have a reaction, but I'm not going to use it.
Yeah, let's not.
Just in case it makes him mad or something.
Yeah.
Because he's still relatively hardy. All right, we are now out of combat.
Whew. That
I
was
think
intense.
I'm gonna I think I'm gonna drink a potion of greater healing. Because I have a few of them.
Yeah.
I think I wrote one down here that I just made.
Yep.
Yes, I will use that one.
I'm going to take the second potion out of my pocket, which is just a regular one, and drink it. I heal 7 hit points.
I heal 15.
All right. And while I have a moment, I'm going to put those potion bottles away or just throw them on the ground.
Hey, don't
Fine, I'll
litter,
hand them to
and
you.
I need them.
I'll hand them to you, and then I'll take out 2 more potions of regular healing, because that's all I have left.
No. Like, take out a regular,
Yes.
and I'll give you one of my graders.
All right, so I have a greater healing potion again.
Because I did end up getting those. Where is that? I did end up getting the mandrake root
Yes.
in our last scenario there, so I can use those. So I'll mark that down one. Alrighty. Are you feeling relatively whole and hearty now?
I've been better.
All right. For the moment, it's quite calm. We do hear a bit of rumbling, not rumbling, but the scrabbling in dirt.
Yeah, I assume they're leaving, trying to get far away.
We feel some vibration still. Everybody that didn't die, that is not a mole person, which are here or heading away,
Yeah.
come through here.
All right. Yeah, well, let's head that direction. There must be something important that way, hopefully way out.
All right, we go into here.
I'd say this looks like something important.
This is probably almost as large as that chamber we just left.
Yeah.
It's huge. These are all pillars holding up the ceiling. This is very, very old technology. This is something that was built a very, very long time ago. It's very old. A lot of it's crumbling. A lot of it's showing signs of age. And at the moment, completely empty. There is a huge arch, but it's not really an arch. It's all filled in, and then there's a big stone door at the bottom of it. We do actually roll a perception check just to make sure you do know.
All right. 18.
You do hear some sounds coming from this room over this way, but we can't see anything.
All right. Well, I assume there's some cowering people over there or whatever they are. I don't really feel like slaughtering them.
All right, so what are
I
you
don't
going
have
to
to.
do?
Let's go over and investigate that door.
All right, how do you want to get there? Boldly walk right up the middle?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, we are now walking across the middle. I would like you to
Having my
roll
staff tap against the, I'm using it to walk with the system, so it taps against the stone floor with each time step I take.
for any real purpose.
Effect.
All right. I would like you to roll at disadvantage a investigation check.
All right. I have investigation. Let's see. So 15.
All right. As we progress, looking that way into here, you do indeed see a number of individuals. You see the surviving three spearmen
Mm-hmm.
arrayed on either side of the door, with their spears sticking out a little bit. You do see the guy that cast the spell on us. He's kind of a little bit further in. And then you do see a number of
Others, I
women,
assume, because that's more than 10 beds.
yeah, women and children.
Yeah.
So, not lobbing in a fireball, I assume.
I cannot lob in a fireball.
I'm not lobbing in a fireball, I assume.
No.
All
Let's
right,
just keep going.
we continue to go.
They
You
aren't
do hear,
pleasant, but I suspect this was kind of a misunderstanding.
all right, we get about here. And you do notice at this point, because this is not lit very well, it's very, very poor lighting, but we now have our staffs giving us enough lighting. You do see a couple of structures here and here, and they do contain uh, people.
Okay, so cages.
There are cages and they have people, but these people are people.
Okay, so humanoids we'd recognize.
Yeah, they are mostly humans and a few elves.
Okay.
They do look relatively malnourished, I guess I would
Yeah,
say.
they're prisoners and they're slave labor, I assume. All
Yeah. And they are looking at you with eyes so pleading that they don't even have to utter words.
right, so I assume these are cages of some sort.
Yes.
What are they made out of?
Uh, that's the funny thing. From this distance, you can't really tell.
All right, let's go investigate then.
All right. You approach the cages, and to your surprise, they first off, they look like they're made out of iron. They look at it as you approach it. That's kind of looking like rusty iron. But as you get close enough to it, it is they are bars, sort of, but you can move them with ease. It looks like some like twigs or branches kind of woven together, a little mud stuck in there, but they're easily moved apart, which is confusing you because why aren't they bothering trying to escape?
Yeah, and I have a strength of 8.
Yeah,
All right. I'm going to try and disbelieve an illusion here because there's been at least some magic in use. Work.
yeah,
So that's an investigation check.
sure.
11. Really low.
You think these are real,
Okay.
but real wood, not real metal.
All right. So I assume at some point there's something holding these guys, like some sort of cord or something that's holding these.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
uh,
Okay.
some kind of twine made out of maybe
Well, we won't get into that.
it is something that you could cut through with your dagger
Yeah, I'm
with.
gonna take out my dagger and I'm gonna start cutting sections of this thing off.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a couple of numbers here.
Yeah,
Just to
you
see.
keep watch, by the way. I say to you while I do this.
Oh, we got one guy in here that seems to be. He says, comes up to you. He's youngish, older than us, but in mid-20s. And he says, I mean, I would dearly love to get out of here, and I'm really happy that you guys have, well, first off, survived all this. I have no idea where we are, but on the other side of that door is something truly horrible. As far as I know, the only way that I haven't seen yet. So if there's a way out, it's there. I mean, if you can find a way, I'd be the first one to shake your hand and leave. But until that time, or I don't know, this is no
I'm
life.
suddenly getting Lands of Lore Guardians Destiny flashbacks.
What part?
What?
What part?
The Ruloi Fortress.
Oh, the slave girls.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a very similar situation to that.
yeah. You do see on these people, what you do recognize that you're seeing them as healed scars that would easily match the claws on these things.
Yeah, so presumably, yeah, they're not being treated well, I guess.
Yeah.
Do I take it that they mean they don't want us to free them yet?
They don't have anywhere to go.
I can cut them out of the cage.
And then to what?
Eh,
That's that's what he's trying to get across to you.
yeah.
He says he knows he's heard the screams of people that get sent through that door,
Oh, good. So there's something worse on the other side of that door.
and he's not willing to. Well, he can't. He just can't face that because
Mhm.
he's this guy. He was a farmer, a little smarter than the rest of these guys here, but you know, he's malnourished. And he says, I mean, if you guys can,
All right, so we're not done yet, is what that says. All
yeah.
right, let's go to the door.
All right, this
I'm very
door,
tempted to go and grab that wannabe wizard
shove him through the door.
and demand what's on the other side of the door, but I don't have tongues prepared, so it's just gonna be me shouting loudly at him. Even with comprehensive languages, I might be able to understand something.
Yeah. Well, you do have a free moment at the moment.
All right, let's examine this door first.
Okay, it's huge. Um,
As in, we're gonna have difficulty opening it.
it is, well, it's not all door. It's a stone semblance of a door, mostly an arch, easily 15 feet tall, easily 10 feet wide. And then there's a small stone door set in the middle of it that is human size.
All right. Well, screaming on the other side of that door, that doesn't sound very pleasant.
Well, the screaming is usually when people are put on the other side of it. That's what that guy told you anyway.
Yes.
If you misbehave, that's where you go.
Yeah. Could be just like a bottomless pit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, does this door look like I can open it?
Well, it's got a latch. It's something that can be moved. Is it something that is locked? You don't know. You haven't even examined the door yet, really.
Well, I said I want to examine the door.
All right, roll an investigation check. You can have advantage because I'm eager to get out of here as you are.
16.
You don't detect any traps. It is barred on this side, but that's easy to remove.
All right.
And it doesn't seem to be locked. The latch turns.
All right. I'm going to unbar the door.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do that as loudly as I can.
Oh, fine. You unbar the door. All the slaves move
I was curious to see if there's a.
Right up against these pseudo bars
Yeah.
on either side, getting as far away from this door as they can.
All right. I say to you, I have one fourth level spell left I can cast today. I could save it for Dimension Door, but doesn't. But I can't take all. We can't take all these people out with us anyway, and we don't know where we are.
And you don't know where to dimension door to.
No. So my plan is to use Arcane Eye to scout out the inside of that room first.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Well,
Open the door just enough for the eye to fit through.
yep.
I'm going to cast the Arcane Eye through, and then I'm going to see what it sees.
All right. You do so.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
see,
that looks like a way out.
you see a finished stone floor,
Yeah.
very old. These walls match that.
Yeah.
This is all the same. Then it ends in a regular cavern style floor and cavern walls.
Those look like bones.
And then as your eye goes further and further in, you can send as far as you want.
As I want. Yep. It just moves 30 feet around.
Yep. As it keeps getting further and further, yes, these are indeed all bones. And this is a ray of sunshine that is coming from way above. There
Okay.
seems to be a crack, a crevice in the roof, and it's just shining a beam of light straight down onto this
All
altar.
right. And it looks like it continues up ahead.
Well, we'll get a little bit closer now. As you go up this way, it eventually comes into a very narrow crack, and your eye can keep going, but
Yeah. I want the eye to keep going.
you know that you won't be able to fit through.
Okay.
We keep going, and eventually you'll run into other caverns and other stuff. But without polymorphing ourselves,
But I
although
don't run into any horrible monster.
you do not notice anything. We see, besides all these bones,
Mhm.
that altar and the beam of light,
Okay.
nothing.
Okay. I say there is a way out in there. There's sunlight.
Yep.
There are a ridiculous number of skeletons.
Yep.
This rectangular thing here, that's just the floor?
That rectangular thing is an altar.
Okay.
It's raised, it's stone, it is littered with bones itself.
All right, there's an altar in there. The caverns continue for quite a ways,
Yep.
but I don't see anything obvious in there that's going to wish us harm, which is probably a bad sign.
Well, at this point, seeing how you haven't died yet, that one guy who was talking to you says, yeah, every now and then they take someone in there and then they close the door and then afterwards, horrible screaming.
It looks to have all the marks of some sort of ritual sacrifice to something.
Yep.
I think they're feeding something back there. However, my magical wizard's eye hasn't found whatever that thing is, and it's gone quite a ways in.
Yep.
I say. So, we could go in there and see what's going on.
Hmm.
However, my arcane eye went in there and it didn't see anything. However, my arcane eye doesn't disturb anything like on the ground or as it moves, really. So that might
Okay.
be why it didn't.
It is basically, for all intents and purposes, undetectable.
Yes, it is a floating invisible eye.
Yep.
It is normally undetectable except through magical means.
Yes.
Well, we could take a short rest if we want to recover a bit before we go in there. We do have, unfortunately, have potentially a room full of hostiles, so in the room
Currently,
we are currently in. So that may not be a good idea.
currently,
Mhm.
you have a whole pile of slaves.
Yep, who don't
Not a,
seem to want to do anything.
not a lot of them. There's less than 10.
Yeah.
You have the remnants of that force, which is also not that many, and they are currently looking around the archway, keeping an eye on us.
Yeah.
And you can see that there's some form of conversation going on, but they're not coming out.
All right. While we're discussing this, I want my arcane eye to come back and literally float on top of that altar, which you can do. All
Yep.
right. So
How
I
high above the altar do you want it to go?
what?
How high above the altar do you want it
I
to
just
go?
want it to float above the surface of the altar.
Okay, that's where it is then.
Yep. And I want it to basically just pan
Yep.
for the moment. All right. We have a visual in there, so we're going to have a bit of warning if anything decides to pop into existence or come out of the ground.
Yep.
It's been one of those days. I have no issues with us just going in there at the moment
Let's do it.
because whatever's in there, I don't know, like, might be hibernating for all we know or something.
Who knows?
Who knows? It's not in. I don't see any obvious threats at the moment, and there is a way out, I suspect, up there.
All right.
We need to
So,
find that out at least.
yep.
Then maybe we can convince these people that we can get them out of there, and if not, we'll have to fight whatever this thing is.
All right. So, in we go.
Yes, stealthily.
Gonna back up because this is where we're going to start.
Mhm.
Your eye is way over there,
Yes,
and it's doing
it can
the
see 30 feet in every direction. I'm having a pan.
yeah. All right. So that's what it's doing, and we are walking forward.
Stealthily.
This room starts off quite dark,
We
but
do have light.
yeah, we have our lights, but you do see ahead. I mean, that beam of light is not doing it justice. It's the best graphic I could find.
Yeah, but it is the
Bright light.
it is
It's
bright daylight, I assume.
yeah, it's bright light. It is actually a little hard on our eyes from the dark, but we have our lights going, so
So
we're
we
not.
can see by that then.
Once we get closer,
Yeah, all right. Well, at some point, we might want to douse our lights. Whatever is in here is possibly more used to light because of that, but still.
we progress.
All right. And there's nothing along the walls as we progress, as far as I can tell.
All right, when we get here,
Yeah.
I would like you to roll a perception check, please. So you can have advantage because I'll be keeping my eyes open as well.
20.
All right, you're looking around. These walls are a bit smoother. There's none of the claw marks. This, not really a dirt floor. It's more of an old stone floor. It's just not been worked well. And there's lots of rubble and dust and stuff. You do see a bit more of a worn path through the middle of it because obviously they do go in and out of this thing for sacrifices, from what you gather.
Yep.
That's basically all you see from here.
All right. Let's approach that altar and hope nothing comes out of it.
All right.
Stealthily.
At this point, I would like you to roll a stealth check, please.
21.
All right. I did not roll quite that well. All right. We get to the altar. As we get, as we're going along here,
Mhm.
we notice, yeah, these are bones. They're bleached white,
Yep.
every last one of them. There's some bones on top of this altar. And yes, there is a bright beam of light coming down from a crack in the ceiling about 150 feet above us. And you do see, well, it's basically like, well, yeah, it's just like, well, it's not that narrow. It's about maybe foot and a half wide.
No, we're not going to be able to get up that easily.
Foot and a half wide, you could probably get up,
Yep.
but it's 150, 200 feet above us. But while we're looking up, you do notice something else sort of moving way up there.
Oh, okay. The one section the eye didn't look, I guess.
Yeah, and it seems to be descending.
All right. What is it?
Um, this is going to require a fresh perception check, please. Just you.
18.
And then an Arcana check, please.
All right. 27.
All right. You don't know specifically what this thing is, but you know it's not from this plane of existence. It is, as it's coming down, looks like a winged snake made out of light. It is obviously from a different plane. You think it's one of the celestial planes.
Is this a coatl?
No.
Because we encountered one of those before.
Yeah, no, it's something different. It seems to be made of almost pure light, and it's very hard on the eyes.
All right. Well, there's no such thing as a light elemental.
Nope. There's no such thing, apparently.
Yeah, the closest thing I can think of is the coatl we dealt with at the fountain.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah. Nope, this seems to be like a winged snake made out of light.
All right. Well, that's a coatl, except not made out of light.
Nope. Time for initiative, please.
Oh, okay. 17.
I have a 19. You have a 17. And it has a natural 20. Don't even have to bother adding the modifiers.
Well, I really wish I had a scroll of banishment at this moment.
Actually, wasn't that the one you were working on before you got interrupted by falling asleep?
Yes.
Oh, that's too bad.
You knew that going into this.
I did not know that you would not succeed at making it.
Well, you didn't know I was going to make the scroll, but no. But you knew but you knew I fell asleep.
I know, I'm just reminding everybody else. All right, this
I'm just
thing.
enjoying the fact he made me roll for that for some reason.
No. No. There is something else involved in all this, but it just didn't come up. All right, this thing. Has 2 targets. You still on evens?
Yep.
Oh, you're right. The world has reasserted itself.
I was going after you.
Looks at me and fixes at me with a gaze. And 2 beams of piercing light come out of it. Try and hit me. Hooah! That's a 3. And that is another. Hey, duck! Has 2 beams was shooting by me. And it lets out a weird, almost like a hiss, but it doesn't quite fit right because it doesn't seem to have a body. And that's its turn. It is currently hovering about 60 feet above us.
All right. Incorporeal creatures have a tendency to resist an awful lot.
Yes. Well, one thing I know, these things don't usually resist very well.
Oh, is it your turn?
Yeah, I'm up next. Yeah, you're at the bottom of the order with a 17.
Yeah.
I have a 19, it has a natural 20. I'm going to burn a 2nd level spell slot and see how it likes magic missile. Very little is resistant to this.
Nothing is resistant to it. We've run into one creature that's immune to it.
1, 1, 1, 4.
So that's 11 points of force damage.
11 points of damage. It does react to the magic damage.
Okay, so it doesn't like force damage.
And I think we should get a little bit further apart, so I move 30 feet from you.
Sure.
And now it's your turn.
Right, we went into this fight really spent. I'm going to cast Magic Missile at third level.
All right.
Right. $13, 18 points of force damage total.
18. It doesn't like it. Well, it's hard to tell whether the thing's hardy or not because it's just made of light. But it is taking damage.
Yes.
Anything else you want to do?
Not really, no.
Alright. It's turn again. If on missing me decides, well, maybe you might be a better target, let's go roll in.
I think my armor class is higher.
It doesn't matter. It just knows I missed me for some stupid reason. Oh, and it is now even, so it is going to go for you. Again, 2 beams shoot over the tunnels.
Yep.
The first one misses. The second one is for a 22.
That will hit.
And that would be... for 12 points of radiant damage. As this searing point of light. Well, laser beam.
Yeah, we don't get hit with radiant very often.
No, it is very, very unusual. It's also very unusual to find a hostile creature that can use radiant damage.
It's just a damage type like everything else. We fought clerics.
Yeah. And it seems a little bit more at ease now that it's actually damaged us. But yeah, it seems quite agitated. It's not accustomed, I think, to having to
fight for its dinner.
Yeah. Alright. Now it's me. I'm trying to think of something here that will do more than just fiddling damage. It is up a ways. I don't think Bigby's hands are hurting a whole lot for some reason.
You also don't have any 5th level spell slots left.
There is that part too.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to use a meta magic point, and I am going to cast Chromatic Orb, doubling it.
Okay, what are you setting it to?
Well, I can't set it to force, unfortunately.
Nope. Unfortunately, all the damage types that Chromatic Orb can be set to are usually things that immaterial creatures tend to have some form of resistance against.
Yeah, I'm just going to set it to fire because I don't know better. I don't know what this thing can do. I mean, maybe electric. Actually, no, I think I'll set it to the lightning.
Okay.
Alright, first roll. Oh, that's a good one. Second one. Ooh, that's a 2. Alright, one misses. And the other one hits.
Alright. Let's see how this works.
3d8 damage. That would be 16 points of damage, you would think. But it's hard to tell whether it did it full damage or not.
I'm pretty sure it didn't.
Roll an Arcana check.
11, it was terrible.
Yeah, you're not sure. Seems to take damage.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure if it's taking all of it or not. Alright, you're up.
Alright. Magic Missile again, at 2nd level this time.
Okay.
14 points. Nope, 15 points of force damage.
All right. Back to the top of the round. It is getting more and more agitated.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's still here.
It doesn't seem to understand what's going on. It has been fed for so long that I think it's lost some of its instincts. So,
Well, if it's a creature from another plane of existence, its instincts are completely alien to this world.
it starts to do this weird dance. It seems to be emitting a kind of weird, almost kind of a hum as well on top of it. You feel the sense of some magic building up. And all of a sudden this cone, pure light, shoots down, and we both need to make a saving throw.
Are you sure? Oh, not cylinder? It looks like the shape you're.
Sorry. I didn't mean to say cone, sorry. I meant to say something.
What saving throw are we making here?
I don't remember. Hold on a sec. Constitution, please.
Okay. 16.
2.
Reroll if you want.
Yes, I've only used up 1 so far. I will reroll that 2. Oh, changing my 2 to a 25. And you have a 16.
Yep.
As this extremely painful source of light bathes us, basically, you feel it trying to do something, but you manage to solidify resolve. You're going to take half damage.
Okay.
Barely.
So DC 15 is what you're telling me.
Could be a DC 16.
No, you'd be saying I just made it.
And you take a paltry 6 points of damage.
You say that, but it's all adding up with the damage we've taken today.
Yep. So this is what happens. It does that dance, the cylinder of light drops, and then it whips its head around and looks at us. And hard to tell, but it seems like
Disappointed.
it doesn't seem to understand. It seems to have it's really seemed to be having a difficulty understanding what in the world is going on here.
Okay.
And you start seeing it head up. And it moves up about 40 feet.
Alright. As I do, we're probably not getting all those people out of here if we don't deal with this thing.
Yeah, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. My turn.
Yep.
Well, we are damaging it. I do want to maintain some spell slots if we're going to get those people out of here.
Yeah, make sure you save a polymorph.
Yes. I will cast Magic Missile at 3rd level.
Oh, this is a minor point, but my Arcane Eye is gone.
Okay.
Because I rolled the concentration check for the damage I took, and I failed.
Okay. That's level 3. That is 19 points of damage. You do see a flickering in the light now.
Alright, it's almost gone.
It's really unhappy. You're up.
Alright. I am going to use my last third level spell slot
Okay.
and hit it with a third level magic missile.
All right.
16 points of force damage.
Yeah, the flip rating seems to be more intense now.
All right, but it's still here.
It's still here. All right, it is now its turn. It floats up a little bit further, and then starts another kind of dance. And shortly after this dance begins, a disc, a spinning disc of pure white light appears. And it darts through.
Okay, Arcana check.
Go for it.
25.
You're not entirely certain because we have seen a number of teleportations and they all seem to be a little bit different. But you think what it's done has left this plane of existence?
Yes, I think it's plane shifted away.
Yeah, but you're not sure.
All right. Most extraplanar creatures I know of who can do that can only do it once a day.
You're fairly certain that he is now gone.
All right. Quickly, before let's go back and free those people.
Takes no effort to uncage them.
Yeah.
It, they are first off surprised
Mhm.
that you came back through the door because no one ever comes back through that door.
Yeah.
Once they close that door, tie someone up or whatever, all they hear is screams. They didn't hear any screams. You are going to need to do a little bit of persuading here. I'll give you advantage.
I mean, my persuasion is going to be come with us now and get out of here or stay here and be presumably locked up in those cages to be fed to that thing. I'm not I'm not tolerating much of them from them.
Okay. Maybe it should be intimidation.
11 is the roll for whatever it is.
Yeah. This persuasion or intimidation or whatever you want to call it was not so much whether or not it's going to succeed. It's all about how long it's going to take. Because
I should have said, "We're leaving in 2 minutes. Come with us if you want."
we do manage in short order to corral these people because they're used to having being corralled anyway.
Yeah.
I am going to see what our friends over in the chamber are thinking about all this.
Yeah. I have no ways of getting them out of here, by the way, apart from helping them climb up a rope.
You, boss. Oh, you really don't want to go in there. All right. They decide not to come and attack us
Good.
because, well, first off, they lost more than half their numbers. And secondly, they're not exactly the bravest individuals.
No.
All right. We have a problem.
What's that?
How do we ferry
Polymorph.
that many people?
Polymorph. Polymorph into something that can carry them out of here.
I could I can just turn myself into a bird and fly out of here. I can turn myself into a giant eagle. I'm not sure a giant eagle can fly through that narrow spot.
Okay. Well,
All right, this is what I'll do. I'm going to use my free polymorph,
yeah.
and I'm going to polymorph myself into something, a small bird.
I have a rope. We have a rope, a magical rope that you can take up there, and it'll adhere to something. It'll tie to something. But
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your rope and my
yeah.
rope, polymorph into a small bird, and I'm going to fly up there and see what I can do.
Yeah. I'm going to command the ropes to tie to one another.
Well, I'll do that when I get up there.
You can't do that.
Well, I can't tie them to anything either or give
Yeah.
commands
Yeah.
until I unpolymorph myself. Okay, and also I have to fit through here as a human, or they're not getting out of here.
Okay.
All right, so I fly up. Some time goes by. Let's see how much time. Oh, not very long. About 15 minutes later,
Mhm.
a long piece of rope comes flying, or, well, uncoiling and coming
Yep.
down. And you see it is, these are 50-foot pieces of rope.
Yes.
Oh, this is not long enough. Way up near the top, about 100 feet off the ground, you see the end of the rope. I come shimmying down and I say, that's as much as I can get. And it's tied to a tree. The good news is this leads out. Bad news is, as I'm hanging on near the end of the rope, that's as close as I can get. Unless we have another way, another rope.
Well, we don't have another rope, and no, we don't have another way.
Roll an intelligence check, please.
Natural 20.
All right, I'll give it to you for that then. All those cages are held together with something that we can, if we disassemble it all, make a rope.
Oh, this is going to take a long time now.
Yes, this is. I'm gonna shorten this by just the
By several hours.
just by montaging this thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gather all the twine that's there.
So how many exhaustion checks do I have to make?
You don't have to do anything. You just sit there and tell people what to do.
No, I do. Eventually, we'll have to make exhaustion checks again.
Yes, you will.
Yes.
Probably when it comes time to climb with this rope. All right. I We instruct them and we
Yep.
help out and we make ropes. It's gonna take a while.
Mhm.
And because I can, I can polymorph. Uh,
Yes.
I
My
can't.
my other plan was having you polymorph to a giant ape and ferry people up to that rope.
Uh, I can actually climb. Actually, that's quite true. My climbing speed is the same as my walking speed. That actually works.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
I have inspiration.
Can't have it twice.
No.
All right, I cast polymorph, and in short order,
Just carry everyone up.
I put them up to where the
All right.
rope starts.
I go up last. Just to
Uh, Last, I um, lift you up.
yeah.
I would like you to roll. You have to roll. These emaciated, tired, and strung out people, I'm not going to bother rolling because otherwise they'll fall to their death. You, on the other hand, have to roll.
Natural 20.
You're fine. You make it up.
How are you getting out?
Oh, shortly after, a small bird comes flying up. I burn through 2 4th-level spell slots to do this.
Yeah. And we'll reclaim our ropes of climbing.
We pull up our ropes, our elvish ropes of climbing.
I point them in the direction of that village that we came from.
You don't know where it is. I would like you to roll a survival check. You have advantage because I'm here.
Yeah. 21.
We are nowhere near where we were. I'm going to click over one more. While you were snoozing, so we were originally about here.
Mm-hmm.
We are now about here. We've lost.
How is that even possible?
Don't know. We somehow during all that night got moved about a day and a half's travel from where we were. We did move around a lot. I mean, I didn't show you a lot of those caverns we went through because it would get very tedious. We
Yes.
did a lot of walking, and we were not heading in the right direction. So we are about a day and a half further away from where we were.
Well, I pointed them in the estimated direction of where that village where we last,
Yeah,
which is the nearest civilization.
it's pretty much basically to due east.
Yeah. Guess we can give these people some food.
Oh, they will. take as much food as you're going to give them, because they're like malnourished.
All right. Uh,
There are 9 people. So each day's worth of food that you want to give them is 9 days worth of food for us.
all right. Hey, I'm gonna give them 16 days worth of food from my pack. How about you?
Well, let's just make this even because there's 9 of them. Why don't we just hmm, you give them 9, it's 2 days. We both give them 18 days worth of food. So that will give them 4 days worth of food each.
All right. So,
That put a big dent in our supplies.
yep.
But that's okay.
And that's literally all we can spare them, really.
Yeah, because we still need to actually get to where we need to go. All right, so we give them food.
Yep. Point them in the general direction of Blackburn Hamlet.
Yeah, it's just up the road here. And yeah, they head off.
Yep.
What are we going to do?
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to look for a place to rest,
All right, roll a survival check, please.
preferably on solid stone.
Or now we are in tremors.
12.
You do not find anywhere with solid stone with that roll. But we do find a nice spot.
Yep.
Nice-ish. And I take it we set up the hut and all our other stuff.
And the alarms for all the good they did.
No, they're not set up for things that come from underneath.
All right. Before we end, I am going to make sure to drink that potion of greater healing you gave me.
All right. That was a resource intensive episode.
Yes. All right. So I am 13 hit points more better.
Yep.
Still nowhere. Still 30 hit points below full health.
Yeah. I really like my ring. It saved me 20
Yep.
points of damage, basically.
Yes. And then I guess we'll turn in for the night.
Yes. Well, even though it's not even nighttime yet.
Yeah.
Well, that was interesting. How worried were you?
Uh, no, not really worried at any point.
Not when there's 18 of those things and then none
Okay,
of
maybe a little bit.
Yeah, fortunately for us, they're extremely sensitive to light. That was their method of controlling them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe, and please join us here again next time as we continue our adventures in the lands of Taiga. We are now somewhere in that map.
We are now. Oh, oh, sorry. Oh, there.
Okay. That's probably added a whole bunch more travel to our trip.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you all again next time. Good night, everyone.